Until Hélio asks, I won't talk. Regardless of what the person has done, they are helped, they earn money, they solve their problems, they release their overdraft. Do you understand? I want more money. Here's more money. In general, people don't think about anything else. Just money, more money. And what happens? They get more money, that's it. Another apartment, another. I always tell you that the Creator is not jealous, he is not petty, he is not at all concerned if people have 10 Rolls Royces in the garage, $50 billion in the bank account. The person asks for a lot of money, gets a lot of money, and is happy as hell. Do you need a little money to evolve? Take your money. That's what I said, do you need libido to evolve? Take libido. It's like this, the Creator is the subject of infinite possibilities, he provides this for free, whatever you want and as much as you want. All you need to do is press a button, 1 second a day. And even then, people don't move forward with the project, because they run into the problem of belief, the fundamental, metaphysical issue of love. Here in front of me is a living example of resonance. He asks a person in the audience. How old were you when you started? He was about 12 and has been participating for 3 years. This is a living example. He has changed so much that he has to disguise himself at school in order to survive within the current educational system. Did you notice the intensity? And we have several examples, several children participating in the work. Sooner or later the program will spread, there will be more children, who will influence their parents, who will bring other children, and will form a critical mass. Working with children is very simple, very easy, because they haven't yet been filled with so many restrictive stories. Imagine the positive effects on a boy like the one sitting there, pointing to a child in the audience, who is 7 years old, he is awake. When he was 7 years old, he came to a lecture on quantum mechanics. It's been almost 2 hours, and he's awake. Imagine him. Put on resonance and let's see where he goes. We'll have a scientist, a 15-year-old scientist. Look into his eyes. Go back to what we talked about before. What does the boy need? Love. That's right. If he receives love, won't he blossom to his full potential? That's right. If we transfer the archetype of love, with a capital A, to him, he will only have love. Just imagine. This boy, in 3 or 4 years, will be an avatar, not the one from the movie, because avatar means a spiritual leader of a civilization. When there are a large number of parents who allow their children to receive this transfer, there will be many Mandelas, many Gandhis, many. That's why there will be change. Because he won't depend on possessions, he won't need a car, a house, an apartment. The boy only needs love. If he is loved, he will learn to love, because he will let himself be loved. If he learns to love, what will he do when he grows up? Love. When you send love, love returns. Do you see? He's going to be dangerous, because he's going to leave loving you. But your question was a good one, and it's the question that should be asked. I guarantee that thousands of questions about resonance are not asked. I try to answer what I think is obvious. You must be having doubts about this point, I reply. This subject of physics, for me, is already irrelevant. I think everyone already understands. But she, indicates the person in the audience, said no. She said, the problem is the belief, which doesn't believe that the archetype exists. Well, it got complicated, because you have to read Jung, 21 volumes, and I don't know how many more volumes of the Jungians, and there will still be doubt. Because the idea of archetype that we have is not the one explained by Jung, the one that is passed on to you is the primordial idea of Plato, right? Primordial ideas. The frequency is personalized for a specific person. It will only reach that person. Professor Hélio, how? I already knew you would say that, referring to a person in the audience. In last month's lecture, I explained. Remember? When you receive the CD, what is written on top of it? The name and the date. It has the name and the date. Is it personalized or not? Did you notice the problem? How will anyone understand what I just explained if they reason within the paradigm of universities? You can't. Each person has a frequency signature, everyone has one, vibrates, it's like a fingerprint, you vibrate at a certain frequency, which is unique in the entire universe. Therefore, it can be addressed to you wherever you are. Audience. So, when they say that people vibrate at the same frequency, Professor Hélio, that's not quite right. She's human, I'm human. But look at her fingerprints and mine, see if they match. That's a generic way of speaking, okay? Audience. If I stop using the tool, will I lose the information? Professor Hélio. No, the information remains for the rest of eternity. Nothing is lost. The information gained never leaves. Audience. Why do people give up using the tool, since it is of unlimited growth? Professor Hélio. As has been said before, the extent of self-sabotage is incredible. If you have a tool that allows you to achieve any goal, material, emotional, physical, whatever it may be, why would you stop using it? Would you stop, because you will evolve, shine, emit light, and that is bad? Is good bad? A schoolmate asked him, pointing to a listener in the audience, what happens after the long millennia of evolution? He answered, when you evolve enough, you start to help others. And what did the colleague say? Wow, how annoying. Professor Hélio. Did you notice? This little friend of his will never come to do an MRI, because he doesn't want to take the risk. And if I evolve, grow, what will I do? Watch a football game, a soap opera. What does an avatar do? Expand the consciousness of a planet. When it's over, it goes to another planet. Then to another. And so on. And he enjoys doing this, do you know why? Because he gets dopamine. Dopamine, serotonin, endorphins, several neurotransmitters, you get when you help others. If you help an old lady cross the street at a traffic light, you get endorphins. What would a smart person do? He would help another old lady, and he would receive more serotonin in his veins. More old ladies, more serotonin. I should stay at the traffic lights, helping blind people cross the street, all day long, and it would increase serotonin and endorphins in my veins. This is a neurological fact. The Creator has already designed people this way, so that they would have a motivation to do good. If I do good, I win, and there is no limit, as the tests have already shown. You helped, you win serotonin. If you helped, you win, you win, you win, it's just a win. It's incredible, isn't it? And people don't want serotonin or endorphins. It's like he, in the audience, said, he likes to suffer. There's a lot of pathology, right? You can't be happy, you have to suffer. Yes, there is that story, to give birth you have to suffer horribly, and then you will earn your bread with the sweat of your brow, everything is difficult, you have to work like a donkey. Don't you realize that there is something wrong? This is a little story and quantum mechanics doesn't agree with these things. Remember that we think and create our own reality. The observer sends an electron, which passes through the double slit. If you observe, you will see that it has passed through both holes, but it hasn't reached the back yet. So, you change your way of thinking, you say, no, I'm going to close one of them, you close one of the holes, but the electron had already passed through. How? If there are two openings, how does it pass through? Audience. Wave. Professor Hélio. An answer, it's getting better. Congratulations. Two holes, the electron passes as a wave. How many people here, when I talked about double slits, have already turned off the DVD? It takes 50 lectures explaining that an electron comes out, a photon comes out, passes through two holes, generates constructive interference, back there, and the spots appear on the wall. This is the proof that it is wave-like. If you only have one slit, how does it pass? Audience. Particle. Professor Hélio. Great. It passes as a particle. The same electron passes as a particle or passes as a wave. What did the experiment show? That, after it has passed, and you don't want two more slits and close one, it arrives back here in the same way. It passes as a particle. Do you understand? It has already passed through two slits, you decide to close one. In a laboratory, dealing with nanoseconds, billionths of a second, it is possible to do this type of experiment, which is called a delayed action experiment. The electron had already passed through, they decided to close it. When there is only one slit left, it can only behave as a particle. What arrived back here? Particle. How do you do that? People say it like this, that's the weirdness of quantum mechanics. They sweep it under the rug. Forget it. Your career as a physicist will end if you try to understand it. That's why scholars forget it and dedicate themselves to their electronic paraphernalia. But we can't forget what it means for the electron to have passed through. After passing through as a wave, what did it do? Did it go back? As soon as I decided to close a slit, there's only one explanation, it went back and passed through again, as a particle. Because it's a particle that's being shown here. This is the fundamental experiment of quantum mechanics. It shows what the universe is like. And who decided to close it, open it, and how it should behave? Who does this action depend on? Audience. The observer. Professor Hélio. Excellent. We, a human mind that decides how it will behave. I want it this way, and it behaves this way. And this has already happened with 100 molecules. They started saying, no, but this happens in the microworld. It's just an electron, it's a photon. It doesn't affect the macro world. So, the researchers started using more atoms, reaching 100 molecules. Guess what? The 100 molecules passed through the double slit as a wave. So, it's available. Is it clear that it's a wave that collides with your wave, which is assimilated? Symbolically? It's not any word that enters, it's just symbols, which you receive. The symbol has a tremendous capacity for information. For example, you are on a road and see a billboard up ahead with a symbol of a snack bar, in 29 kilometers. Do you need to say anything else? You don't need to say anything else. From the symbol, the company brand, the logo, you already know everything you are going to find, the menu, the food, the price, the service and everything else. Would it take a book of I don't know how many thousand pages to explain everything? No. A symbol transfers all that information to your brain. This is how cosmic information is transferred to any person. Everything is symbolic. When you ask for any manual, it doesn't come in Word, it doesn't come in Portuguese, English, or French. The entire symbol comes, the energy of the manual, in its entirety, collides with the person's wave, because there is no problem with waves, they work in phase, at the same level, in the same dimension, the person assimilates it and the information begins to be organized to become a neuron. That's why it takes a few seconds. A symbol enters the person's atomic field, and it needs to be unraveled, to become a concept, in Portuguese, in their head. However, the CD is 42 minutes long, even though it only takes a few seconds. Did you notice how big a problem it is to talk about resonance, to promote resonance, to work with resonance? Someone says to me, the CD stopped at 10 minutes. I say, okay, I'll make another one. The following week the person comes and takes another one. 42 minutes. Are you satisfied, happy with your life? The person is happy, because they played 42 minutes, and they stayed by your side listening. I've already said, press play and go away. But no, the person stays by your side for the entire 42 minutes. The question is, how much truth can you stand to know? Do you realize the size of the problem? Within the paradigm, they feel that it is necessary to play an entire CD, 42 minutes. It's impressive. I need to go down to make a product that everyone believes in, because people believe in CDs, DVDs, MP3s, pen drives, anything. The day I said, at the pizzeria, remember? I'm going to start supplying it in green coconut, was there any reaction? Did they come asking for it in coconut? No. They thought, it must be a joke by Hélio. People don't believe that information can be put in a green coconut. I talked about the door a little while ago. No, it has to be on the CD. Do you realize how big a problem it is to take an ultra sophisticated technology and need to adapt it to an ultra-restrictive paradigm in order to talk about quantum mechanics? If I had come to Mahatma 4 years ago the way I am today, there would be no one there, we wouldn't get here. It would be a lecture for 20 people, when it was over, they would disappear, you know. Because this subject is completely beyond people's ability to understand and assimilate. If I had shown up with a green coconut under my arm, put it on the table and said, what do you want? The information, Mahatma Gandhi. Here, take this green coconut. Have you ever imagined what will happen with this DVD that is being recorded? People's reactions when they watch this DVD will be spectacular. Is the chair a wave or not? Is the coconut a wave or not? Is everything atomic or not? Can the wave be carried on anything or not? Or is it mandatory that it be on CD? And tomorrow, when there are no more CDs, only DVDs and Blu-rays? When there are no more CDs, as there are almost no cassette tapes today. When I said that they could bring crystals, some people brought them. Bring a pebble, that's it. Bring the information on a pebble, no CD is necessary. Is it very difficult to understand quantum mechanics? It is very difficult to understand what Amit Goswami says, everything in the universe is consciousness, the only thing that exists is a single consciousness. The chair, the wall, the floor, the elephant, the rhinoceros, the moon, the galaxy, the entire universe is a single consciousness. But who believes that? You can count them on your fingers. So, let's go back. Take the CD. If next week you tell me, I don't need a CD anymore, great, it will be less work, because I have a lot to do. Just come, bring the list, tell me what you want, and say, I don't need a CD, I already understand quantum mechanics. Great. Whoever wants to continue receiving the CD, will receive it. Whoever wants green coconut, bring the green coconut. Whoever wants to bring pebbles, crystals, whatever you want. All of this has already been said here n times, it is not new, except for those who are here for the first time. Whoever has come to 30, 40, 50 lectures has already heard this. But there is no reaction. I said in that lecture, I will provide it in green coconut. Some people laughed and that went unnoticed. I thought it would cause a stir but it didn't. Do alcoholic beverages, drugs, medications, etc., interfere? What do you think? It is obvious that they interfere. Every substance that is placed is a wave. It is a particle and a wave. The wave of a drink will interfere with the wave that is entering with the information and will aggregate antimatter in whoever is ingesting it. Every negative activity, every attitude, every negative thought creates antimatter, which is aggregated to the person immediately, as if they themselves created it. Remember? Everything emerges from the quantum vacuum. Matter and antimatter. It has nothing against matter. It is a proton with a negative charge, that's all. Just polarity. But of course, if you are made up of positive protons and you start adding negative ones, the result will become somewhat deformed, right? If you add too much antimatter to your liver, kidneys, lungs, heart, your body will get worse. It will soon become visible in your physical body, flesh and bones, but the problem started way back. Anger, envy, every negative feeling adds antimatter. That's why I say that it is necessary to forgive. When someone comes for an MRI, I'm not getting the results. It's because something is missing, you need to forgive. I won't forgive. So, it stays as it is. It's a tie, because until you forgive, you won't clear this antimatter.